Hi everybody! I have such big news to give you that I'm rushing out what might be a slightly janky video because I want it out as fast as I can get it out. I just heard the news today about a mysterious new Instagram account which currently looks like this, and when you delve into the details you can see that it probably really is legitimate. This is a secret account for the return of the BU, or the HYYH if you want to call it that. A lot of people are doing that right now. And this Instagram account points to a Korean blogging site that seems just as legit as the account. So hang on tight because it might be a bumpy ride. First, notice the name of this channel. In S07, the S obviously stands for the 7 members of BTS, but I'm not sure if the S stands for 7 or if it stands for something else. But the 220502 probably means year 22, May 2 in the BU. Twitter gave us a handful of special notes, and one of them is a note for May 2. It says, "Would I be able to straighten out the errors and mistakes and save the others? I didn't grasp the depth and weight of this question." That's a very famous quote from Jin. So seeing it here is important, and it lets us know he's going back to the beginning. Now let's look at the Instagram entries, starting with the bottom row. When you connect them, they look like this. I've already labeled the Polaroids, and here's how I know which Polaroid belongs to which character. They're sorted by their initial pairings. First, we have Namjoon with the phone booth and Taehyung with the cell phone. I know it's them because this is the scene where Taehyung tries to call Namjoon after killing his own father. Taehyung's phone has some blood on it, and the phone is off the hook in the phone booth because Namjoon couldn't answer the call. In the second pairing, the sink or bathtub is obviously Jimin's, and the pills are obviously Hoseok's. I don't think I need to explain those any further. In the last set, the piano is obviously Yoongi's, but why would a bus stop represent Jungkook? That's the only real question in these pictures, and I guess none of us can be sure of the answer at this point, but I'm guessing that after Jungkook slunk away from the others at the fireworks festival, he must have taken a bus out of town. Now let's look at the official text for each of these images. The first image posted to this Instagram account was this one. The text is simply 0411, 10 o'clock. That's the time and date Seokjin always wakes up from a failed loop. So Big Hit is telling us again that we're starting over from scratch. After everything that we saw and read, it's all gone. We're starting from scratch. That's why RM and Bang PD said that HYYH will be rebooted. And why RM said it's a reboot in my video about the BU reboot. That was my last video, by the way. I'll try to remember to link it in the description. If I don't, you can chalk that up to my being very crazy and excited. Now here's the center picture. It translates as some things you can't see when you look up close. This is something Seokjin said about Taehyung before he realized that Taehyung was being abused by his father and had then killed him. Taehyung killing his father took Seokjin totally by surprise. Well, at least I think that's where the quote came from. I'm in a hurry to post this video, like I said, so if I got that wrong, please correct me. I did look at the quotes in the notes, but I couldn't find it there, so it's either in Save Me or the Bangtan Universe game. Look it up if you think I'm not right. The third image repeats the time and date of 0411, 10 o'clock, and you already know what that means. This blank image has the text, "If I could rewind it," or in another translation, "If I could go back." Either way, the meaning is clear. The cat actually asked Seokjin if he'd be willing to go back and right all the wrongs he could to save his friends. So we're still getting evidence of the reboot going all the way back to the start of the HYYH story. And yes, you might hear my cat in the background. Sorry, I'm just plowing onward. Instagram didn't translate this comment properly, but Papa Goat says it translates as, "Will I be by your side then?" So that seems to be the second half of the sentence that began with, "If I could go back." This slide repeats that line, "If I could rewind it." So that finishes the Instagram posts. Now let's check out the link given in the bio of this account. It goes to this Korean blogging site. You're looking at a translated version of the page, but of course there isn't much on it right now, except this flower at the bottom, which certainly looks like a smeraldo. But velinot, or velinote, however you say it, is harder to figure out. Google Translate said it was Italian for night sail, which doesn't make any sense. But I found this alternate translation on Twitter, and I think this poster is probably right. They used a different source than I did, and the idea of a night veil makes a lot more sense for the BU. Maybe it's under the veil of night. As for the coordinates below the image that might be a smeraldo, they lead you to this site, which probably isn't important by itself, but it's on an island where they took this famous picture from the album You Never Walk Alone. That was basically a compilation of the two HYYH mini books, plus a few new songs like Spring Day, so it's a hint that we're picking up from that spot on that album and moving on. And we all know that HYYH 3 is coming, even if BTS and Big Hit have not confirmed it. But speaking of moving on, clicking the calendar date on this page leads us to a new post with this image, which I translated with the help of this Twitter poster. Since the poster said the lyrics were from Background, a song on Jin's new album Echo, I looked up the lyrics for the whole song. Dulcet Bangtan doesn't have those lyrics up yet, so I used Genius lyrics instead. Now we know that this song is connected to the return of the BU, since we've read that, so that means all the lyrics are something to look at, right? Look at these, read these for yourself. When you do, you see that the whole thing is a story about Jin being alone and trying to find his friends. He's hiding in the background, which might fit in with our ideas about him calling RM on the phone, or calling Namjoon on the phone, I should say, at a time before they all got to know each other. And when he met Taeyoung playing with the little dog, it could all relate. Or then again, I might be totally mixed up. I wasn't really expecting to start over from scratch. So I'm going to have to ponder this, and I'll let you do that too while I say goodbye. Please drop any comments you have below. Bye.